Hello, everyone. I am James Milan. Welcome to this APD update. The APD, of course, as if I need to tell you, is our Arlington Police Department, and I am speaking with our Chief of Police, Julianne Flaherty. Thank you so much, Chief, for joining us today.
Hi, James. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, first time in 2022 that we're getting to see you. So, again, we're psyched about that. There will be stuff for us to talk about. There always is, but I'm actually going to start by asking you about an old case, and following up on it a bit because recently, the Arlington Police Department put out a release that the U.S. Justice Department is seeking extradition of a person from Sweden in connection to the 2019 arson fires that people may well remember, of course, at the Chabad Center for Jewish Life for Arlington and Belmont. Those offices are located here in Arlington. So can you just recap for us what happened, what were the charges, and where does the case stand as of now?
Sure, yes. So, as you mentioned, back in 2019, the Center for Jewish Life on Lake Street had two arsons. The first one being on May 11th in 2019, and then just a few days later on May 16th, both very frightening events for the rabbi and his family. Our offices worked tirelessly. We partnered with the FBI, the Joint Terrorism Task Force, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the state police. We investigated every lead in the case. We investigated every tip. And then we heard just last week that the U.S. Attorney's Office announced that a Massachusetts man had been indicted in this crime, in this hate crime in arson, and that an arrest was made actually in Sweden. So it is believed that the person who was responsible for the actual arsons and hate crime has died, and his brother was the person who was indicted on several charges, including lying in matters involving domestic terrorism and concealing evidence in a federal investigation, among many other crimes. I was able to meet with Rabbi Avi last week, and I know that him and his family are very grateful that an arrest has been made, and we are really hoping that this development provides some peace and some closure for them. I will be following the case closely going forward, and we'll be hoping for a successful and speedy extradition.
Okay, thank you very much for that explanation. I know that this is the work of the police, right? You can't undo the harm, but you can at least set some closure for folks, and
Right.
hopefully that will be the case
I
in
hope so.
this case as well.
Mhm.
Switching topics, I understand there will be a new hire, hopefully sometime soon, for the Arlington Police Department, and that you are looking to hire a recovery coach.
Mhm.
So what is a recovery coach, and why is the department choosing to create the position, and how does it fit in with the general mission of the APD?
Sure, right. So we've seen this program in other departments, in other area departments, and it's been very successful. We are in the process of hiring a recovery coach, and we're still working through some minor details, but we do hope that person will be on board within the next couple of weeks. And what a recovery coach really does is kind of act as a shepherd or a mentor to someone, or a personal guide really to somebody who is looking to enter recovery or is already in recovery. The recovery coach will work very closely with our jail diversion clinician who's been with us for some time now. And we're hoping that this will be a successful program in Arlington because there is the need for it. The recovery coach will be a liaison between the Arlington Police Department, because we're very close to recovery, to people in recovery, and they'll kind of shepherd that person through processes. So we're excited to have that new role, and like I said, we're hoping to have that person on board within the next 2 weeks.
That is great, and so well matches so many of the other kind of progressive approaches to policing that the Arlington Police Department is a model of. Um,
Thank you.
I want to again switch topics and note that I am speaking to you today. We're taping this on the day that is the one spring day that we have had in a long time, unusually high temperatures here in mid-February, but it has us all thinking about the fact that spring is going to come and that the weather will get better and that hopefully as well, there will be a reduction in the risk of COVID as we all move outdoors for much of our living, et cetera. So, with a brighter forecast for the months to come, I wanted to ask you about something that I know is near and dear to your heart, and you probably just haven't been able to do enough of in your tenure so far because of the pandemic, which was hot on the heels of your arrival to your position. Um, Tell us about upcoming community engagement events that are planned by the APD that will kind of roll out as the weather gets better.
Sure, you are correct. We haven't been able to host a lot of events or attend a lot of events because of the pandemic that's been going on for several years. So we're really anxious to get back out into the community and to meet people and to have people come to the police department to visit us again. It's really been difficult not having that communication or that community outreach, and it's really important to not only me but all of the officers here at the Arlington Police Department that we have these really strong relationships and partnerships with people in the community. So the first event that we were able to plan, we're partnering with the Council on Aging, and we're having a Coffee with the Chief event at Town Hall on March 30th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for our seniors. So police officers will be on hand to talk about some things we're seeing with crime trends and to answer any questions we have. And we're really just excited to sit and chat with people, something we haven't been able to do in a long time. We also have been invited to the Arlington Reuse and Recycle event that will be happening on April 30th and at 33 Ryder Street. There'll be a bicycle collection there. And so we're encouraging community members to go into their garages and basements and bring the bikes that they're no longer using to the event. And they'll be put to good use for families and kids in need in the community. So we'll have our bike officers at that event. We'll have some demonstrations, some safety tips, and we'll have some prizes. So we're really excited about that event also. And we, on May 21st, I know that's a little ways in the distance, we were also invited to have a Arlington Police and Fire Touch a Truck event, which was sponsored by the Arlington Heights Community Association. And they'll be celebrating their spring window painting and spring festival on that day. So we'll be there for the day. I'm not sure the hours, but we'll make sure we post them on our social media pages prior to the event. We were able to join them for a holiday event, and it was really successful. It was great to be outside with a lot of our families. The children's were really excited to see some of our motorcycles and equipment and other trucks. So we're hoping to have the same type of event in the spring. And as time goes by, just as you said, the weather gets a little nicer. We'll be planning other events, hopefully some more coffee with the cops and other opportunities to engage with people in the community and have some conversation.
Great. I'd just like to ask you, Chief, if you don't mind. These things are obviously this is the policy. This is the policy of the Arlington Police Department to engage with the Arlington public as much as possible and in as many different ways and as informative and fun ways as possible. I know that has been true from in your time and your predecessors as well. But I just wanted to ask you, I think that this is even personally quite significant to you as part of the work that you do. And I wanted just to ask if you wouldn't mind sharing your thoughts about, what this means to you personally.
Yes, so you're correct in saying that. Personally, I've really missed being able to have this opportunity to connect with our community members. And I know that I speak for the entire department when I say that it's been a long couple of years. We're anxious to get out there and have conversations and meet new people in the community, meet up with our old friends in the community. And it's just really important to have that partnership, that trust, and and for the people in the community to get to know us as just regular people. Yes, we're police officers. Yes, we're here for the community to protect and to serve, but we're also real people. And I think that's important for people to see. And I think people in the community see that when we're actually talking to them and having good conversation.
Thanks so much for that. So basically, I think what we have here is an old case, hopefully coming to closure, and a recovery coach coming on board, and then a number of activities and events to look forward to, in which police and the public can mingle, interact, and enjoy each other's company. So sounds good to me. Anything we missed?
No, I think that's about it.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you so much again for your time. I have been speaking, of course, with Chief Julie Flaherty from our Arlington Police Department for this APD update. We appreciate the Chiefs taking the time, as always. We appreciate you joining us as well. I'm James Milan. This is the APD update. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.